Okay, as this session, we are intending to take you through the most important modules, and the most important questions which you can expect for the paper one exam. So I'm extremely sorry for the technical delay we have from our side, and I'm sure ma'am will be addressing you soon once this delay is out. So I'll definitely be addressing you and taking you to the most important questions which you can expect for the NTA UGC Net Paper 1 exam. And this is for a 5-day session, a 5-day program. And for the day one, I'm taking you through two important modules. Meantime, let me ask you, can you see the screen which I have shared? You can see the screen I have shared over there. Just give me a thumbs up. The screen is visible to you. Okay, and you can hear me. You can hear me. Hello, you can hear me. Yes. Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. So I'll be introducing you to the most important questions from the module of teaching aptitude today, and I begin with the module of teaching aptitude. So I think we have around 1,600, 1,700 registrations, and extremely sorry that only the first 500 will be permitted to join the session. So I think it's high time we begin with the content. And see, I'm beginning with the module of teaching aptitude, and I'll be taking you through some of the important questions over there for the first half of the session. And after that, I'll be taking you through the module of Indian logic, which is extremely important for the upcoming NET exam. So stay tuned with this session. The session is for the next 1 hour 30 minutes, and I'm sure if you attend this, you're going to get minimum 5 to 6 questions correct from this entire session over here. So stay tuned, and with the blessings of Almighty God, I'm going to begin the session. Even though our director father and director ma'am are not able to connect to you, with their blessings, I'm going to begin the session, and I hope they'll be able to address you soon with with everything being okay. So let's begin with the first question. So teaching aptitude is a module. Teaching aptitude is a module, teaching aptitude is a module where there has been a lot of changes in the questions after NDA being taking over the session, the conduction of exams. NTA started managing the net from December 2018. So I'm going to take you a question straight away that actually appeared in December 2019 for the commerce ship that was on 6th of December 2019. Okay, just concluded net exam. And this question, as you could see, uh, is asking to identify the identify the sequence which correctly indicates the order of ensuring teaching learner activities. So this is a question that is based asking you to identify the steps in constructivist approach of teaching. So there are various approaches of teaching. There are various approaches to teaching. And one such approach of teaching is known as the constructivist approach. So what is a constructivist approach? A constructivist approach in teaching is something new to the syllabus. And constructivist approach of teaching believes in engaging the students, okay, believes in engaging the students. So let us see the 4 options. Constructivist approach of teaching believes in engaging the students. So with regard to the constructivist approach, the key word which you have to remember is engaging. So in the constructivist approach, if you look at the options, you can answer this question just by, there is only one option which is connected with engaging. So what is engaging? Engaging means you're allowing the learner, to take part in the process of teaching, take part in activities and then learn something. So constructivist teaching is based on the belief that learning occurs as learners are actively involved in a process, and you learn through activities. So this is something new. Constructivist approach of teaching is learning through activities. So the key word in constructivist approach of teaching is engagement. So if you look at this question, what are the steps in constructivist approach of teaching? You have only one option with the word engaging. So every approach starts with this, and these are the 5 steps of constructivist approach: engage, explore, explain, evaluate, and extend. So you make the students engage in an activity, you explore how they perform, you explain to them what to be done, you evaluate the performance, and you extend the findings to a new group of students. So this is a direct question, but I don't think much to be explained over there. And the explanation of constructivist approach of teaching is given over here. If you look at this, you can see the constructivist approach to teaching. And in the constructivist approach of teaching, it is based on activities, learning through activities, constructing ideas, constructing knowledge, which is passively absorbed, or it's a student is actively as well as passively involved in constructive learning. But moreover, the passive activities are without knowing, the unknowingly, that student gets tuned with the learning process, which is called constructivist approach. So this was one new area that came for the net exam. So remember, constructivist approach, the 5 steps are engage, explore, explain, evaluate, and extend. Now, coming to the next paper, one question paper, and I'll show you one question which came for the recently concluded December 2019 exam. It's a match the following kind of a question, match the following question. So look at this question. You can see, on the left side, if you look at the left side of this table, you can see the various uh, domains, the various activities: cognitive, emotional, social, and verbal. So in the teaching scenario, in the teaching aptitude module, it is important to understand what is a cognitive aspect of learning, what is an affective aspect of learning, what is a social learning. All these things you have to be understood. Okay. Hello. Am I audible to you? Am I audible? Hello. Am I audible? Many of you asking questions. Hello, I'm audible. Yes. Okay. Thanks a lot. We will address your doubts towards the end. By the time, I believe directors from the academy will be joining you. So I'm not wasting your time. So the second question is a match the following type of a question. This question came for December 2019 political science exam. So if you look at this question, you can see, on the left side, you've got certain skills: your cognitive domain, emotional domain, social domain, and verbal domain on the left side. On the right side, what each part actually measures. So I want to introduce you to two important uh, terms in psychology. Our brain, human brain, is divided into two parts. The left side of the brain is the cognitive domain, and the right side of the brain is the affective domain. Okay, the left side of the brain is the cognitive domain, and the right side is the affective domain. So if you look at the what is cognitive domain? Cognitive domain is where the thinking happens. The thinking happens. All the decision making process, all the logical thinking happens on the left side of the brain. And left side of the brain is known as the cognitive domain. And the concept of cognitive domain was introduced by a person named Bloom. Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy is is a theory that has been designed to understand the various levels of cognitive domain. So I will explain to you what is Bloom's taxonomy at a later part of this seminar. So let me explain. Our human brain is divided into two parts. The left side is the cognitive domain, and the right side is the affective domain. And it is on the left side the entire thinking process happens, the logical thinking happens. And it is on the right side, that is the affective domain, we have got the emotional developments happening. All our emotions like anger, disappointment, happiness, love, all these emotions happen on the right side of the brain. So these are two domains of the human brain. You have to learn this from the perspective of the module of teaching aptitude, especially for the net exam. And there is a third domain for the brain. The third domain for the brain is called the psychomotor domain. Psychomotor domain is actually partly cognitive and partly affective. Psychomotor domain is partly cognitive and partly affective. So what is, partly cognitive means co-cognitive. A part of the domain is, cognitive, and part of the domain is affective. So it's a mix of cognitive as well as affective domain. And it is through this psychomotor domain that we can see, the skill development happens. The skill development of a person happens through the psychomotor domain. The skill development of a person happens through the psychomotor domain. So these are the three domains of human brain. Our human brain is divided into three domains. First is the cognitive domain. The second is the affective domain, and the third is known as the psychomotor domain. And cognitive domain was contributed by Bloom's. Affective domain was the study was done by Krathwohl. And the psychomotor domain, the concept was introduced by a psychologist known as Anita Harrow. So this is something which you have to prepare seriously for the upcoming NET exam. So based on this, I'm going to explain to you how to attempt this question. So let us take to this question, which is a match the following question. And this is a cognitive domain happening over here, cognitive domain happening over here, and the cognitive domain is on the left side. So what can I connect to the right side? The right side, if you see cognitive domain, can you connect? Can anybody give me a quick answer in the chat option? Hello, can anybody give me a quick option in the chat option? What is uh, uh, yeah, very good, very good. I appreciate your reply. Cognitive domain is the ability to solve an abstract problem. It is an ability to solve an abstract problem. So I can connect A with 4. So I'm left with three options right now. I'm left with three options: A4, B3, C1, and D2. I'm left with three options: A4, B3, C1, and D2. A4, B3, C2, and D1. A4, B1, C2, and D3. So I'm left with three options right now, right? So uh, out of the three options, I have to choose one for the answer. So if emotional domain, if you look at emotional domain, which is the second word I have connected over here, the emotional domain, if you look at the emotional domain, you can see emotional domain could be connected with the emotions. So which is the link for that? Very good. I'm getting a correct answers from many of you. I really appreciate your participation. How can I connect emotional domain? Emotional domain, the emotions are known through your facial expressions. The emotions are known through your facial expressions, right? Facial expressions. So that gives me the answer, over here, B3. And social domain. There is nothing like a social domain in when you think of the brain, but social behavior. How do you relate with others? Your social characteristics is something which helps us to relate with others. So I could say the social domain is connected with, the first over here, the first one over here, which is C1. And what is verbal domain? Verbal domain deals with the verbal domain, the last option over here. How do you express the idea? Now I'm using words to express to you, share with you the concepts which I would like to share through this presentation. So you see this, and you can see A4, B3, C1, and D2. A4, B3, C1, and D2. If you look at this part, you can see which is the answer for this, which is the right option I can be marking. Yes, the answer is option B. A4, B3, C1, and D2. The right answer is option B. So many of the participants, out of the 500 participants in this group, I think around 50 plus of you have responded the right answer, and I really appreciate your participation. So these are some of the important terms that you have to be aware of. So in the first question, we came across what is a constructivist approach in teaching. Through the second question, we have come to, what are the various domains in the human brain. I'm moving to the third question. Third question seems extremely important, and it's a new area, I would say, because this is a kind of question that could creep in from the module of communication also, as well as from the module of teaching aptitude. So now, let's analyze this question over here. Identify the technical term used to describe body language from the following. So quick answers, 500 participants. I need at least 200 right answers over here. Yes, which is the answer for this? Yeah, everybody giving me the answer C. And I think really preparing students over here, you are seriously preparing for the net exam. Happy to see that. Kinesics is the study of body language. Kinesics is the study of body language. Okay, kinesics is the study of body language. See, there is a rule. There is a rule in communication that means the Merabian rule of communication. The Merabian rule of communication. There is a rule known as the Merabian rule of communication. So, what is the Merabian rule say? The Merabian rule of communication says in every communication, 55%, around 55 to 9 38, 55% of their communication happens through the body language. 55% of the communication happens through our body language. 38% of the communication, 38% of the communication. Yeah, I'll share the word file. I'll be handing over this document to Sargakshetra Academy. So if you're interested in having this material, you can collect it from Sargakshetra Academy. But now I request you to please participate in the session and gain maximum knowledge through these sessions. Okay. So I'm seeing your request in the chat. Definitely, I'll be sharing this to the academy, and academy will be supporting you. So, what is the role of body language? Body language has got, body language has got 55 percentage in weightage in communication. 38% of the weightage in communication happens in, through the voice modulation. So 93% of a communication happens through 93% of a communication happens through non-verbally. So what is the role of body language? This study of the body language is known as kinesics. Kinesics is the study of body language in communication. But when you prepare for a question in the UGC NET exam, I would like to suggest a new method to most of you. When you learn one question, it is not enough to learn that single question. You have to learn the three options also. Why we are going to eliminate the other three options? So let us see the option A. The first option is proxemics. Can anybody from this group? Can anyone from this group? People are rushing in. I don't know why we are unable to permit more than 500 students. So all of you who are in this, please ensure you do not log out. If you log out, we may not be able to admit you again because there is a huge rush happening to attend this webinar. I don't know. We may find alternative arrangements for these problem that we are facing, but we never expected such a huge rush. Anyway, I appreciate your curiosity for the right get the right knowledge. So what is proxemics? Proxemics, I'm getting the right reply over here. I'm happy to see your responses. Proxemics is the study of space management. How do we manage the space? How do we manage the space in a classroom? Teacher moves from the front to the back. When the teacher comes close to the student will naturally have a tendency to attend more, right? So how space is being managed, that is called proxemics. Proxemics deals with managing the space in a classroom or communication. Now, we do not feel the space because the platform of Zoom has enabled us to interact in a way which seems like I'm speaking to one by one, right? So how do I manage the space in a classroom is called proxemics. Proxemics. I'm moving to the next question over here, which is next option over here, chronomics. Can anybody suggest what is chronomics? What is chronomics? I'll repeat the rule. I'll repeat the rule, which is the Merabian rule of communication. I'll repeat it, but after discussing the three options. Option B is chronomics. So what is chronomics? Chronomics is the study of time. Yes. Why did we plan this session at 6:30 in the evening? Why did we plan this at 6:30? Because we know this is the right time when you can prepare from home. So we are running, I think Sargakshetra Academy is running regular batches for paper one, and each batch is being conducted from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And I'm not going to explain the details now because everything will be done from the academy itself. So why we have chosen such a time for the session is because we are able to know this is the ideal time most of you prefer. So for communication, which is the ideal time? How we manage time? The time management, even the session. I'm not conducting a session for 3 hours now. I'm just conducting a session for 1.5 hours. So how do we manage the time is called the chronomics. The last option is haptics. Could anybody give me what does haptics mean? Very good. Haptics refers to the study of touch. The sense of touch. How a sense of touch could impact the learning of a student. So through the third question that I have shown you, we have learned four options very clearly. The four options have been clearly explained, and the four options are proxemics, chronomics, kinesics, and haptics, right? So I'm moving to the next question. I would like to interact. So every sessions I conduct through Zoom, I interact with each one of you. But today, because of this huge rush that's happening to log into the system, I am unable to interact with each one of you, but I'm seeing your responses. I'm really appreciating your responses. Any doubts, any points you want to me to repeat, I'll do it towards the end of the session. Okay, I'm moving to the third question over here. The third question, which you can see over here now, was asked for NTA December 2019 for the economics paper one shift. So you look at this question, you can see, which of the following evaluation systems belongs to the category of being an innovative practice? Which of the following evaluation systems belongs to the category of being an innovative practice? So in order to solve this question, I want you to just refer, or I want to explain to you. Yeah, some of you are giving me, an option D, but I don't think you have to please see the other options also in order to answer this question. So which of the following evaluation systems belongs to the category of being an innovative practice? So let us see the I'm showing a table that's going to be very useful to you for your net exam. This table is going to really help you for the preparation for paper one exam. So let us see one by one from this. There are four types of evaluation systems. There are four types of evaluation system that happens in teaching. There are four types of evaluation systems that happen in teaching. Okay. There are four types of evaluation systems that happen in teaching. And I'll show you the four evaluation systems over here. The first is called, the placement evaluation. The second is the formative evaluation. The third is the summative evaluation, and the fourth one is diagnostic evaluation. So there are four evaluation techniques that you have to prepare for the net exam for the module of teaching aptitude. So what is the purpose of placement evaluation? Placement evaluation, is used to check the entry level eligibility conditions of the students. The entry level eligibility conditions. Example, you want to admit your kid to the kindergarten, and you bring that child to the school, and they'll be asking you some questions to the parent, to the child, to know how much fit he is to join the class. When you go for your PG also, you have an evaluation system that happens. So placement evaluation actually tests three domains. So this is another point I want you to make note of. Placement evaluation actually focuses on three domains. So what are the three domains which placement evaluation focuses on? Cognitive domain, psychomotor domain, affective domain. So the placement evaluation focuses on cognitive domain, affective domain, psychomotor domain. Okay, cognitive domain, psychomotor domain, affective domain. All the three domains are evaluated through placement evaluation. Through placement evaluation. And the techniques that we use. So you have to learn these points for the net exam. Placement evaluation is concerned with the entry level of a course, and the three domains that are being evaluated are the cognitive domain, psychomotor domain, affective domain. Also, the techniques we are using to evaluate the cognitive domain are, the quantitative and qualitative techniques. Both the techniques have been used to evaluate the qualitative domain. Then there are two types of tests that are being used: norm reference test and criterion reference test. So I'll explain to you the difference between norm reference test and criterion reference test soon after discussing this table. So additional to the four evaluation systems mentioned over here, it's important additional to these four systems, you have to learn, two more testing happening, two more two more areas, which is the norm reference test and the criterion reference test. So you have to learn the additional 2 points too for understanding and for enabling you to solve the question. The second evaluation technique that I would like to explain to you is the formative evaluation technique. Formative evaluation technique. What is formative evaluation technique? I would like to explain to you. Formative evaluation technique is done during the course. If you assess the CBSE curriculum, recently national education policy has been declared day before yesterday, and in that they have emphasized a new way of teaching, and in that also they have stressed upon a point called the formative evaluation. So what is formative evaluation? Formative evaluation is done during the course. Formative evaluation is done during the course. Okay, it's done during the course. So it enables that's the first point you have to remember. It's during the course. And what are the domains that are being tested? So formative evaluation tests two domains over here. Formative evaluation tests two domains. So what are the two domains? Cognitive domain and psychomotor domain. So this is something you have to learn very well, because the cognitive domain is a domain that evaluates only two. Sorry, the placement evaluation is an evaluation that evaluates only two domains, cognitive and psychomotor. But you could see placement evaluation evaluates the three domains. Formative evaluation evaluates only two domains, which you have to run. Why not it is effective? Effective, it is somebody asking me. I'll explain to you once you are there for us for the real batch. If you're joining the real batch, I can give you the real explanation for the affective domain, because this is a session which is a very short term oriented. I think it's a very precise session. So I'm not spending time to explain you the reason why it is being not evaluated. There is a reason. I appreciate your doubt. So the next evaluation is called the summative evaluation. Summative evaluation actually focuses on three domains, and the three domains are cognitive, psychomotor, or affective domain. So summative evaluation focuses on cognitive, psychomotor, and affective. Summative evaluation is done towards the end of the course. When the degree certificate is being awarded. And what is the diagnostic evaluation? Diagnostic evaluation evaluates only the affective domain. And I would like to answer the question that Vaishali Dikshit has put across. Why not affective domain? Because in order to evaluate the affective domain, we have a different test. Which is called the diagnostic evaluation. So diagnostic evaluation is a technique that we are using specifically to address the affective domain. So that is one reason, because the kind of analysis that we have to perform to evaluate the affective domain is different from that we are performing for the cognitive or psychomotor domain. So I have explained to you the four evaluation techniques, starting from the placement evaluation, the formative evaluation, summative evaluation, and diagnostic evaluation. And in the placement evaluation, we have got three domains: cognitive, psychomotor, or affective. In the formative evaluation, we have got cognitive and psychomotor being evaluated. In the summative evaluation, all the three domains are evaluated. And in the diagnostic, we are evaluating the affective domain. Okay, so I answered the doubt which Vaishali Dikshit has asked, but I would like to explain to you more, but due to the time constraint, I am moving to the next part. Also, you have to be familiar of another area, that's what are the tests that we use. Placement evaluation, we are using quantitative as well as qualitative techniques. But for formative evaluation, we are using only the quantitative techniques. And summative evaluation, we are using quantitative as well as the qualitative techniques. Okay, qualitative techniques. And for the diagnostic evaluation, we only rely on the qualitative technique. So this is also one important area you have to keep in mind. And before I move to the next question, I would like to give you a short assignment, and not an assignment. When you come for tomorrow's session, you can prepare on one question. I'm going to give you one question now, and please prepare on this question for tomorrow's session, and I'll be asking you a response. What is the difference between norm referenced test and criterion reference test? What is the difference between a norm reference test and a criterion reference test? Okay. Yeah, somebody is asking me a query. Diagnostic evaluation is used towards the end, No, diagnostic evaluation need not be used towards the end. It could be used at any time. See, diagnostic evaluation is like your PTA meeting. I can connect a diagnostic evaluation with a PTA meeting of a college, right, or a school. What they do after an exam, the teachers interact with the students, parents, and give them some idea, right? This is how your student has to prepare, your kid has to go about. So they are giving some general qualitative uh, qualitative ideas to the parents about the performance of the student in the classroom. So diagnostic evaluation is not taken to the end of the course. It is conducted during the course to diagnose the problems. Okay, so diagnostic evaluation is not towards the end. What is being done towards the end is called the summative evaluation. Summative evaluation is done towards the end. So the four techniques, or the four evaluation techniques, we have discussed in detail, but I don't think this is enough for net exam. You have to prepare in-depth, and I'll be explaining those concepts at a later point of time because of the limited time I have been permitted from Sargakshetra Academy. Moving to the second question over here. Question number 2, I would like to explain to you the second question. In which level of teaching the lower level learning outcomes get focused? In which level of teaching the lower level outcomes get focused? Okay, so could anybody answer to this question? In which level of teaching does the lower level learning outcomes get focused? So I'm getting quick responses from your side. I'm getting quick answers. Excellent reply. All of you are giving me the right answer. Congrats to Aishwarya, Arun Kumar, Tasneem, everybody. I congratulate each one of you. And yes, so in order to answer this question, you have to learn some additional points which I am going to share now. There are three levels of teaching. There are three levels of teaching. Level 1 is the memory level. The first level of teaching is called the memory level. Level 2 is called the uh, the understanding level. The level 3 is known as the reflective level. So there are three levels of teaching: memory level, understanding level, and reflective level. Okay, level 1 is memory level, level 2 is understanding level, the level 3 is reflective level. So these are the three levels of teaching, and we'll start from the first level. The first level of teaching is called the memory level, the memory level of teaching. And I'll just explain to you one or two features of memory level. Memory level of teaching focuses on rote learning. Rote learning. Rote learning, I would spell, I'll type over here. Memory level of teaching focuses on rote learning. Rote learning. This is a feature of memory level. I think you can see that word over there. Memory level of teaching focuses on rote learning. So what is rote learning about? Rote learning is you memorize by hearting for the exam. You are trying to remember just by heart some rules. So memory level of teaching focuses on rote learning. This is a method which is 100% teacher centered. This is a method which is 100% teacher centered. Okay, so memory level of teaching focuses on rote learning. This is a method which is teacher centered method, that there is nothing like an interaction happening. And the analysis of this method, how do you analyze somebody has memorized? This is done through essay type questions. So the analysis of memory level is done usually through descriptive questions. Descriptive questions. That is about the first level. And it would be nice if you learn the person who contributed this concept to the level of teaching. Can anybody reply to my question from this group? Who is associate? Who is the propounder of this level of teaching, the memory level? Can anybody give me the answer? Who suggested the concept of memory level of teaching? Wrong. I'm sorry, Bloom is not connected with the level of teaching. Excellent. I have a right answer over there. Herbert, very good. Herbert has contributed the memory level of teaching. Yes, very good. Excellent. So I'm going to the second option. The second option, understanding level. Understanding level is the second level of teaching. Is the second level of teaching. And when you are trying to solve a question on understanding level, the strategy I'm going to give you is this. You have to look, are you able to use examples? When you want to understand a concept, the best way to understand a concept is through examples. Examples, okay? So through examples only we can understand a concept. So through using examples, you will be able to understand a concept. And how do you measure the understanding level? The understanding level of the subject is measured through objective questions. So the role of objective questions is important at the second level of teaching, which is called the understanding level of teaching. So level 1 is memory level, focuses on rote learning. Essay type questions have been asked. Understanding level, you ask descriptive question, but it is not direct question. There are less objective questions being asked. And the highest level of learning is called the reflective learning. Reflective learning, or the reflective level, is where the reflective level is where the creativity happens. Creativity. So reflective level happens. Best example would be when you go for your research work. I think the role of your guide is not so prominent. Everything is given for your freedom, and the guide will just monitor you. How do you perform? And rest is left for you. You can develop your own way of hypothesis. You can create yourself. So yeah, I'm going to explain Bloom's level also. So it's coming soon. So the memory level is the lowest level. The second level is the understanding level. Understanding level is a link between the memory level and the reflective level. The reflective level is the highest level of teaching. The highest level of teaching is the reflective level. And it is during this reflective level that we have to give importance on creativity. So I can give one more word over there. The out of the three levels, reflective level is purely student centered. The student centered learning is reflective level. Teacher centered learning is memory level. And the person who contributed this level is Herbert. So let me ask you two more questions. Who contributed understanding level? Who is behind the understanding level of teaching? Very, very good. Delma, congrats to you. Navia, congrats. Um, yeah, Morrison. Morrison contributed the understanding level of teaching. And the third level is reflective level. Reflective level was contributed by, correct, Hunt. Very good. Reflective level was contributed by Hunt. So, uh, one second. I think Marina Miss, our director, has just joined in. And let me try to find her out from the list of participants so that I can request her to, actually the session should have begun with her introduction, but since we value your time, you have joined, but I am unable to find her from the group of participants. Totally missing out because of this 500 participants rushing in. I think she will be addressing. I'll, I'll, I'll I'll address as I'll give a time towards. I'll just try out to find that name. Okay, anyway, we have answered this question. The answer for this question is, in which level of teaching the lower level outcomes get focused? It's the memory level. Okay, memory level. It is during the memory level that the lower level outcome is being focused. I'm taking you back to the previous question. I was not able to answer this. Okay, is there, many are requesting for the answer for this question. So what could be the answer for this question? We didn't discuss the answer for this question. Which of the following evaluation systems belongs to the category of being an innovative practice? Which of the following evaluation systems belongs to the category of being an innovative practice? Uh, could you give me an answer for this? See, all the techniques that I explained to you, all the techniques I explained to you were traditional techniques, traditional techniques. If you look at the National Policy of Education 2020, they are saying goodbye to many of the techniques. So they have created something new, and that is known as portfolio based evaluation. So answer for the first question is portfolio based evaluation. I am sorry that I forgot to answer this. It's not semesterized exam. It's a traditional technique. Performance evaluation is either formative or summative. Then it's yeah, I'll explain to you. Portfolio-based evaluation has been specifically mentioned in the recently published National Policy on Education report. Portfolio-based evaluation means marks is one aspect where you are evaluated. You are evaluated on the performance in your sports. You are evaluated on the performance in arts. So every criteria is given a weightage. Every criteria is weightage. Okay, every criteria is given a weightage. And see, people are request. I'm unable to see your name, ma'am, from this list. There are 500 names. I'll just take a minute and I'll just try to find your name. 1 second. The list is endless. 500 plus. I think we should not have permitted more than 100. We should have done conducted different sessions, I believe. It's totally, I'm not able to find. The list is endless. Let me see, ma'am. 1 second, please stay tuned. In between it, the name comes in, but it's just skipping to another place when somebody else. I'm totally out. I'm totally out because it's not visible over here. Yeah, it's coming in between, but let me see. 1 second. Yeah, I got you, ma'am. Got you, ma'am. Please wait. Yes. Okay. Okay. All of you are requested to please stay tuned with us for a 10-minute introductory session. And since we value your time, we couldn't begin on time. We couldn't have an inaugural session actually. But anyway, requesting. Hello, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, good evening, all. Almost an hour you are with us now. I hope you can hear me. Maybe you can't see me, but because, as sir was saying, 500 people. It's an exceptional meeting in Zoom. I'm certain most of you must have not been to a meeting with 500 people in Zoom. Have you been? Isn't it a rare occasion? Yeah, in fact, 1,500 people have registered for this particular program with Sargakshetra. And to know about Sargakshetra more, it is run by CMI Fathers and it is situated in Kerala, Kottayam district. It's a reputed institution, an academy. Can you see me too? Uh, and through Sargakshetra, we are operating this program for net aspirants of paper 1 for past many years with successful pass rate. And Mr. Dennis Joseph, though he looks young, he is 15 years experienced in this particular field itself. And in this 1 hour, you must have noticed his expertism in this particular topic. You can just give him to test any sort of question and he will come with a logic for the particular answer. And he has such a great communication skill to make you understand why is that answer a better option than other three answers. That is why sir has become so famous in this uh, field, not just in this field, in commerce aspect. He is an expert in many programs. And I should say, you 500 people are the lucky ones for the day to have been admitted into such a wonderful session. And for next 5 days continuously, we will be providing you with free webinars with different topics on this 10 topics. You must be knowing there are 10 topics on this paper 1 and 10 modules. And every day it is going to be different modules. But unless you get in first, you will not be able to enter tomorrow also. So try to come at the right time. First come, first serve base. Even I was not able to enter, though I came 1 hour before. There were some technical issues, so I was not able to enter. So make sure that you come in tomorrow also with a particular password which has been given to you. Today we let you in with your names, but tomorrow, now I can see Shruti, Fatima, Kalevani, Josna, Vitisha. Tomorrow we will not be letting you enter with those names. You will have to come in your ID itself. You have seen 1,500 people has registered with us, and we are able to admit only 500 people, and we will have to mute you also, because this is pan India. The people have entered pan India. You must have heard in Hindi and Bengali, you must have heard Malayalam, all chats you must have heard people talking, because it is all through India. People have registered with us, and every day for 5 days, 500 people only will be admitted. And as we wind up, sir will give you a homework question which you need to answer and send it back in the phone number which we have given, along with your ID number, so that we will know who all are actually a real enthusiastic student, who all are trying to tackle. So you need to do that also, and that will boost your confidence also, and that will make you look forward to join tomorrow's class too. And every day, I'm not certain if I'll be able to meet you all tomorrow, but I would like to meet you all, and I would like to make others also join our session. And our you must have heard about the offer which we have given. Normally this course runs in rupees 6,000. It's a 1.5 month program. Normal fees is 6,000. And for the first time in the history of Sargakshetra, we have made a 50% of reduction, flat 50%, and that has brought it to a 3,000 rate. On top of that, today, Father Alex Praikalam, director of Sargakshetra, was saying those who are attending this webinar will get a further concession if you register yourself with a full payment. You will get another 500 concession, which means 2,500 or 2,499 only you need to pay if you are joining this free webinar and immediately registering with us. You can do that within 8/8/2020. And these are the two things. You need to do your homework. You need to come. You will be admitted tomorrow only if you register yourself with your ID, which we have provided you with. It's all to control the correct aspirants, because we want people who are really working on to paper one to end it. It should not be just like, okay, a free webinar has been provided, so let us end. It should not be like that. We need people who are working hard, because we need results. That is our major motto, and we have been working on this for quite many years. ഞാനിപ്പോ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് മനസ്സിലാവാത്ത മലയാളികൾക്ക് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ദിസ് ഇസ് ഇറ്റ്. ഒരു ഹോംവർക്ക് സാറ് തരും. ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് മീഡിയത്തിൽ തന്നെയാണ് സാർ പഠിപ്പിക്കുന്നതെങ്കിലും ആ ഹോംവർക്ക് യു വിൽ ഹാവ് ടു നിങ്ങൾ അയച്ചു തരണം. നിങ്ങളുടെ ID നമ്പറിൽ നിന്നായിരിക്കണം അയക്കുന്നത്. കാരണം ഇത്രയും പേരുകൾ 1,500 പേരുള്ളതുകൊണ്ട് പേര് ബിക്കംസ് ഇമ്മെറ്റീരിയൽ. ആൻഡ് യെസ്, സംബഡി ഈസ് ആസ്കിംഗ്, ഇന്ന് തന്നെ പേയ്മെന്റ് നടത്തിയ കൺസെഷൻ ഉണ്ടോ? ഡെഫിനറ്റ്ലി. രജിസ്റ്റർ ചെയ്താൽ അല്ല, 2,499. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ഈ ഒരൊറ്റ ക്ലാസ് കൊണ്ട് വിശ്വാസം ആയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ आपको अभी हमारा ऊपर विश्वास है तो आपको अभी itself can register, क्योंकि those who come first only will be able to enter our classroom. So you can start registering yourself. The first come first serve is the policy which we have kept. If you're going to register, if how to register is one question. Probably sir will be able to tell you how you entered this. The same way you can find out how you can register also. And yeah, of course payment is online, but how is it? We will be letting you know. We will let you know. You need to register through the phone number which you already have, and then you will be getting all the details through that phone number. If you put the answer, अभी एक सवाल पूछेगा आपको होमवर्क के लिए, वो सवाल की जवाब जब वो फोन नंबर में देता है, in that same phone number automatically you will be connected with our phone number, and all the information will be broadcasted to you through that phone number, so that you will know about our online payment also. Tomorrow's session also we will be sending you the Zoom invitation. Every day the timings are a little bit different. That is all. We have kept it tricky because we want only the proper people who are actually curious should find the timing and enter with us. Is 1 or 2 days, it's even till 10 p.m., 8:30 to 10 p.m. also it has been arranged. So you need to mm, find the correct timing and join us with the correct timing. That is all to reduce the number of people, because we cannot put all the 1,500 people in. Okay, Dennis sir, I hope I have explained about the whole process. And tomorrow's joining, you need not have to register now. You need to come and admit yourself quickly with the password given to us. That is it for tomorrow. But if you want to be our students, that is about the payment part, which I said. Being our student assures you to pass this paper one. Those whoever has joined us has passed paper one with a minimum of 60% mark. So you can, yeah, I can see many of you are already ready to join. Yeah, the sooner the better, and you can assure your seat with us. And thank you very much, Dennis Joe sir, every day in the same form. Sir has been doing this every day, and his energy and expertism is increasing day by day. Thank you very much, Dennis Joe sir, and thank you very much, students who have joined us. Sir, there are plenty more questions coming in. Dennis Joe sir, would you take over? Sir? Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope I am audible to everybody. Hello. Just one reply. Am I audible? Okay, we'll continue with the question that we were discussing. Which of the following evaluation systems belongs to the category of being an innovative practice? Okay, so here you can see, the portfolio-based evaluation is different because each quality of a student is being measured in a portfolio-based evaluation. That's it. And I'm taking you to the next question in paper one. This is another question that came for NTA December 2019. Every module you can get five questions from each module. And I have only chosen those more questions that has got some in-depth theory in it and which you need to focus more on this. So the concept of proximal development related to educational communication was developed by. Could you see the question I have given over there? The concept of proximal development related to the educational communication was developed by. So it's important to learn. Yes, the concept of proximal development is a theory that has been suggested by Lev Vygotsky. Lev Vygotsky is behind the concept of the zone of proximal development, the theory of zone of proximal development. Okay, and I'll explain to you what does this theory say. You can see three circles here, and the middle circle, which is in a bluish color, it is written that the learner can do what can do unaided. I'll explain to you the concept of this part. The second circle you can see, it's written, it's the zone of proximal development. And the outer circle is what a learner cannot do. So I'll explain to you what the theory of the zone of proximal development says. According to this theory, a person has three zones. You, me, everybody in this world, their mindset is classified not like the domain. Okay, we can compare with the domain also. There are three levels of understanding that uh, our brain permits us. The first thing is we can learn something without the help of others. We can learn. Everybody is able to learn something without the help of others. So that is the zone in the middle part, the circle in the middle part. You and me, we have learned many things in our life without the help of others. So that is one zone that every one of us have. The second zone is you can learn something with the help of somebody else. We can learn something with the help of someone else. A second person can help us to learn something, and that is our teacher. We say our guru, our teacher, mother, pida, everybody helps us to learn something in our life, right? So as another person helping us to learn something, That region is called the zone of proximal development. So a teacher has to understand the zone of proximal development of the students. So when I conduct this session now, I have to help you understand, and I have to know which is your zone of proximal development. And I should be teaching only those things today that you cannot learn with yourself, and you can only understand with somebody's help. Okay, so I am explaining, taken only those questions that comes in the zone of proximal development today. And these are some areas which it may go unnoticed if you prepare yourself. Only with the help of another person, me or anybody else, can help you focus on this area. So that is the second level. The third level is known as the learner cannot do. Even if with the help of a teacher, even if somebody helps you, even if you try throughout your life, every person has got its limitation. If I dream of becoming a doctor, I cannot become a doctor. If I dream of becoming a an engineer, I can't be an engineer because something is impossible for me. If I dream to run 100 meters in Olympics, I cannot do that. So there is something which everybody cannot do. And if you try to train the student in that area, the student will never be successful. So that is the zone, third zone. So a wise teacher will be able to teach a student in the zone of proximal development. A wise teacher is able to teach a student in the zone of the proximal development. So this theory was explained by Lev Vygotsky. Then this theory is known as the theory of the zone of proximal development. So this was a direct question that came for NTA December 2019 for the law exams. There are 4 more questions in each shift. I have it with me, but I'm not going to explain to you now. The next uh, option is Kurt Lewin. Kurt Lewin is known for a theory of change. How can you change yourself? How can you uh, you can see the shared screen over there. Hello, you can see the shared screen, the screen which I am sharing. Yes, okay. Somebody giving a message that you're not able to see the screen. You please keep my video to the corner of your phone and you just focus on the questions. That I think that is going to help you out. Option B is Kurt Lewin. Kurt Lewin has given a theory how to implement a change, how to manage a change, how to implement a change. The third is Lev Vygotsky. Lev Vygotsky is the answer for this question. And Albert Bandura. Albert Bandura is known for social learning experiments. He is connected with the social learning, the concept of social learning experiments. Sigmund Freud, option A, speaks about psychoanalytical theories. So I'm not going to explain each person. I have got content with me to speak about each option for the next 10 minutes, but please um, help me to move to the next question. I am seeing your doubts, but this is the theory of change suggested by Kurt Lewin. Kurt Lewin says if you want to implement a change, the first thing is you have to unfreeze yourself. If you want to implement a change in your learning, you have to unfreeze yourself. Unfreezing means you change the shape from a cubic ice to water, and then you transform to a new place, and then you again refreeze. For example, if you want to convert a ball ice cream to a cone ice cream, first you have to melt the cone ice cream, then make it a liquid, then change the ice cream to the ball, and then you have to freeze it again, refreeze it again. So Kurt Levin's 3-step model of change. These are the 3 steps: unfreeze, change, and refreeze. Unfreeze, change, and then refreeze. I'll show you one more question from the English paper 1 exam. English paper 1 exam. Um, Paper to English. This came for the December 2019. In order to answer this question, I'll just take you through this question quickly. On the left side, you can see certain techniques like positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, punishment, extinction. On the right side, there are some examples given over there. So when you see a question like this, Albert Bandura is associated with social learning experiments. We have many more to speak about him. Okay, I'm moving to the next question. Positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, punishment, and extinction. These are the 4 variables on the left side. So when you see this question, uh, can anybody help me out From which area in teaching is this question coming from? Which area of teaching? Which is the topic that we have to learn in order to answer this question? Anyone? Which area do we have? Yeah, operant conditioning. So I'm going to introduce you to two world famous theories. The first theory is known as Pavlov's classical conditioning. The first theory is Pavlov's classical conditioning, and the second theory is operant conditioning. Who suggested the theory of operant conditioning? Who suggested the theory of operant conditioning? Anyone? Could you help me? Who suggested the theory of operant conditioning? One of you, please. Who suggested the theory of operant conditioning? The theory of operant conditioning. In order to answer the question which I showed you, you have to. I'm sorry, it's not by Pavlov. The theory of operant conditioning was suggested by, yeah, correct answer from your side, Skinner. Actually, Skinner suggested the theory of operant conditioning. So it's important that every paper one student is prepared with, two important theories, Pavlov's classical conditioning theory and Skinner's operant conditioning theory. And I am not going to Pavlov's classical conditioning theory now. I'll explain to you what is the operant conditioning theory of Skinner. Okay, operant conditioning theory of Skinner introduces you to a word like reinforcement. Reinforcement. First point. It speaks about positive reinforcement. It speaks about negative reinforcement. It speaks about negative reinforcement. It also speaks about punishment, and it also classifies punishments into two. There can be positive punishment and negative punishment. So these are the terms that are introduced into the educational psychology through this theory. I repeat, the theory of operant conditioning by B.F. Skinner introduces us to four new terms. The first one is reinforcement, the second is positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, punishment, positive punishment, and negative punishment. Okay, so let's see this. Let's see each one in detail. What is reinforcement? Reinforcement is done to increase or decrease or remove I'll show you one sentence explanation for what is reinforcement over here. Reinforcement is used to help increase the probability that a specific behavior will occur in future by delivering or removing a stimulus immediately after the behavior. So reinforcing is an activity that is done to increase the behavior or make sure the behavior repeats. See, your attendance to my class. If I want to ensure you come tomorrow, day after tomorrow, for the next 5 days, I have to do something from my side, right? So how can you increase a repetitive behavior from your side? So how to increase the repetition of it, or how can I increase the probability of a specific behavior being repeated? This could be done in two ways. The first is positive reinforcement and the second one is negative reinforcement. I'll explain to you each one. Positive reinforcement is I'm giving you a reward. If you attend this session, the respected director of Sargakshetra Academy, Alex Father, is giving you a discount. Actually, the fee is 6,000. There is a discount of 50% for this batch. And if you join through the webinar, you will be getting rupees 500 extra. So when the Sargakshetra Academy is giving you a discount, I think many will be joining this, because the last batch there was a huge rush and we concluded the batch. Okay, so that is something, a reward. Through a reward you can ensure there is a rush, there is a repetition of the behavior. The second is called negative reinforcement. I'll explain to you one more point regarding positive reinforcement. By introducing something, when I introduce some reward, the behavior gets repeated. When I introduce something new to the place, the behavior gets repeated. So something is being introduced, a 500 rupee discount for the seminar participants, which reduces the overall course fee to just 2,500 rupees for the entire paper one course. You're introducing some benefit. So it's called positive reinforcement. So what is negative reinforcement? When you remove something from the system, a behavior gets increased. I'll give you an example. All of us set alarm, imagine, to wake up at 6 in the morning. And I'm sure that myself and everybody in this group have the habit of snoozing it, right? Snoozing. When we hear the alarm for the first time, we will snooze. After 10 minutes, we again snooze. So in order to remove the disturbance of the alarm, I keep on snoozing the alarm, right? I keep on snoozing this alarm. So what happens is I am removing the alarm, the disturbance through alarm from my location. So what happens to remove that stimulus? To remove that stimulus, I'm increasing my behavior. I'm increasing the behavior. What is the behavior that I'm increasing? I'm repeatedly switching off the snoozing. So snoozing. Similarly, you can connect this with your practical life. When you remove a situation from your life, your behavior gets repeated. For example, a student comes late in the class and a teacher says, you please write an imposition and then enter the class. Not an imposition, you please write an essay on this topic and then come to me. So when a student is asked to write a leave letter, because he is not interested in writing the leave letter, the student thinks that, okay, I am not going to come late, I'm not going to come. So I'm you know uh, this is one application. I'll give you more examples if you through the class, because I'm rushing because of the very limited time I have been provided, and I'm getting notifications also from Sargakshetra that it's already 7:45. So I am not able to give you more examples. Through the real sessions, I will definitely be giving you many more examples. And what is punishment? A punishment is something which reduces the occurrence of a behavior. If you give punishment, people will not repeat the behavior. Somebody talks in the class, the teacher punishes him with a stick so that the student will not speak in the class. But punishment is treated to be a negative thing. Punishment is not advisable in education because you are killing the confidence of a student. So what is ideal is you should either rely on positive reinforcement, or you should either rely on uh, you know then a negative reinforcement. Punishment is treated as a negative. So with this understanding, I want you to answer this question. This questions could be answered quickly with the understanding that I already provided you. Match the following question. Let's see this. uh, could you try to solve this question? uh, what positive reinforcement? Positive reinforcement is a word, as I said. What is positive reinforcement? Positive reinforcement increases the behavior. Positive reinforcement increases the behavior. So please refer to the right side. How can I connect positive reinforcement on the right side? Yes, somebody giving me the right answer quickly. Thanks a lot. Yeah, the behavior increases in frequency after the introduction or removal. Everybody giving me C over here. Is that right? See, positive reinforcement is a positive reinforcement means I am introducing something. I am introducing something to repeat, to ensure that the behavior repeats. I am introducing something to ensure the behavior repeats. So A could be connected with 4. A4, right? A4. Very good. A4 is right. What is negative reinforcement? Negative reinforcement is something which, when removed from the situation, increases the probability of a behavior. You can think of this snoozing of the alarm. Snoozing of an alarm is an example for negative reinforcement. So B3 is right. A for B3. Look at the options. A for B3. How many options with A for B3? There is only one option. So this is the easiest way you can approach this question. And if you practice the theories which I have given you, you will be able to score 4 out of 5 for the module of teaching aptitude without any doubt. I am saying you will be able to score 4 out of 5. That the fifth question, in order to make it sure, you need to really put in an extra effort, which I cannot explain through this session. Only if you are attending my real sessions, I'll be able to share it. So another theory which you must be learning is the Pavlov's classical conditioning theory. Pavlov's classical conditioning theory. I am taking you to another area in teaching aptitude. Uh, I'll show you one more area in teaching aptitude. Uh, Teaching aptitude, next question, I think you can try yourself. Question number 2 over here. Which of the following is an example for, okay, I'll leave that question because of the time. Let's see this one. Question number 1 from computer science. Which of the following types of assessment is conducted periodically with an Which of the following types of assessment is conducted periodically with an eye on improving the standards? Could you answer this? A periodical assessment. Yes, periodical assessment is known as a formative evaluation. Formative assessment is a periodical assessment. I hope you remember the table which I showed you. Another theory which you have to learn. I'm moving to the next question. Next question in teaching aptitude. The cone of experience. The cone of experience. Okay. The cone of experience. Have you heard of this theory, cone of experience? The theory cone of experience was suggested by who suggested the theory of cone of experience? This is one of the world's most popular theories, the cone of experience. Who suggested the theory of cone of experience? This question came for NTA UGC NET uh, uh, December 2019, December 2019 exam, and I would like you to answer this question. Yes, this was suggested by who suggested the theory of cone of experience? It was suggested by the right answer from your side. Very good. Edgar Dale. The option D is the right answer. Edgar Dale suggested the theory of the cone of experience. Cone of experience. I'll show you the theory. This is available in Google. You can search this one and prepare a note on this area, which is really going to help this out. Just one line explanation for this theory. One line explanation for this theory I would like to share. What is this theory speaking about? This theory actually explains to us uh, how well we are able to remember what is being discussed in a class. Okay, when I apply to the classroom scenario, this theory helps me to understand how well I can remember the things which I learned from the class. We learn through reading, we learn through hearing, we learn through images, we learn through watching videos, we learn through demonstration, and finally to the lowest level, which is the broadest level, we learn through real experience. So as per this theory, what we hear and read, so in this session you are just hearing to me, and you're also visualizing the images. You will only be able to remember 30% of these things by tomorrow. You will not be able to remember more than 30% of what we see, hear, and read. The least memory is for reading. The second best is hearing. So if I hear from someone, I'll be able to remember 20% of what I hear. I'll only be able to remember 10% of what I read. I'll only be able to remember 30% of what I see through images and videos. So when will I be able to remember the maximum? 90% of memory it happens when we do the real thing. So everywhere when I conduct this paper one training, every day you have got the exams happening. You have to write exams. You have to write exams. Only if you write your real exams, practical model exams, you will be able to score this 90% level. Not in the mark you will be able to remember. So through objective questions only we will be able to remember 90% of what we learn. So I think that is the reason I am going for this methodology of teaching today. I'm showing you every objective question, which is the real uh, thing which you have to actually face, and what something which you learn through an objective question, a real experience, helps you to remember 90% of what you learn. So this is about the Edgar Dale's cone of experience. This is a very popular theory, very popular approach, which I believe all of you must be preparing for the NET exam. But the question was very simple. The cone of experience, which is related to teaching learning, was suggested by Edgar Dale. And I have plenty of content with me to speak about option A, John Dewey. Can anybody give me an idea? John Dewey is connected with which philosophy of teaching, which philosophy of education? Just a one-word explanation. John Dewey is connected with which philosophy of teaching, which philosophy of education? John Dewey is connected with which philosophy of education? Can anybody give me the idea? Very good. Pragmatism. Pragmatism. John Dewey is connected with the pragmatism, the philosophy of pragmatism. The word pragma means action, the action oriented action. It's a Latin word which means action. So John Dewey could be connected with pragmatism. Froebel. Option C is about Froebel. Froebel is connected with waiting for your answers. Froebel. With which concept in education can I connect Froebel? Excellent. Frobel is connected with the kindergarten system of education. Very good. The Montessori method. And there is one option left. So I'll be giving you some work to prepare and come tomorrow. One I have already allotted you. The difference between norm reference test and criterion reference test. And please read about Kilpatrick, which concept he is connected to. So I don't think I will be able to continue with Indian logic today. Indian logic questions I'll be discussing tomorrow, the topic of Indian logic, because I need 1 hour in order to discuss, the concept of Indian logic. So I will not be taking Indian logic today through this session. I'll finish the teaching aptitude module. The next theory which everybody has to learn is Jean Piaget's. What is that theory called? The Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development. This is one important theory that all of you have to learn. Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development. Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development. So let us deal this theory in detail. Jean Piaget, how many levels of cognitive development? Yeah, Kilpatrick, somebody has given the right answer. Kilpatrick is associated with the project method. Very good. I appreciate your participation and your response. Thanks a lot. Uh, See, according to Jean Piaget, how many stages of cognitive development? There are 4 stages of cognitive development. This question was asked for the first NDA conducted paper 1 exam, afternoon shift on 19th December 2018. I have been training students since 2012, I would say, for various competitive exams, and I have seen the entire analysis, entire question paper of paper 1 for all the different years, and I know each and every question, where it comes from, which area you have to prepare. So this is also one area which you have to really focus on, the Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development. So here comes the theory which I was just saying. As per the Jean Piaget's theory, there are 4 stages: the sensory motor stage, the pre-operational stage, the concrete operational stage, and the formal operational stage. So you can search this from the internet. You will get hundreds of tables, but I thought I'll select one from the list. And what is the sensory motor stage? Sensory motor stage is the stage from 0 to 2 years old. Pre-operational stage is between 2 to 7. Concrete operational stage is 7 to 11. Formal operational stage is 11 years old. So we have got a range of age. And how do you classify the 4 levels? Sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational stage. Moving to the next question, which is one of the repeated questions. I want everybody to answer this question. Please take part and give me with your answers. You just need to look at the table, the match the following table given over there, and you have to match the different levels of teaching with the right side. Start with the memory level. You have the understanding level and the reflective level given over there. On the right side, we have the descriptions for various levels. So let's start with the memory level. Memory level, as I have been explaining to you, memory level of teaching deals with the first level, it's a student teacher centered approach. So memory level could be connected with, on the right side, which one? Memory level, yes. The memory level you can connect with, you are just recording. I can see in the video that most of you are just writing down from the material, right? And what level are you practicing now? You are just practicing the memory level. So when you record the main points which I am discussing today, you are listening through the memory level. The second level is known as the understanding level. So what is understanding level? And when discussing about understanding level, I gave you an important word to help you remember. Understanding level actually deals with, understanding level actually learning something through examples, so that is the keyword that I was suggesting. When you learn through the understanding level, we learn through examples, so I can connect B with the first option over here. And reflective level. So what is reflective level? Reflective level is a creative level where somebody can actually think, critically analyze what is being discussed. So reflective level, I can connect to the fourth one over here. So A1, A2, B1, and C4. A2, B1, and C4. Looking at the options, all of you are giving me the right answer. Congrats to everybody who has given the answer as option C. So I have shown you one more important question. Another question, just a revision of what have we have learned. So this is the question that I would like to give you for practice. If you want to note this down, you can note this down. Formative evaluation, which one I can connect with? Formative evaluation, with which option on the right side I can connect formative evaluation to? Formative evaluation is like which is done on a periodical basis, right? Formative evaluation is done on a periodical basis. So formative evaluation evaluates two domains. How many domains are evaluated in formative evaluation? All the three domains are evaluated. Please remember, in formative evaluation, all the three domains are evaluated. So which one on the right side? Which one on the right side? Formative evaluation. A could be connected with which I can connect A with, please, formative evaluation. If you're not clear about formative evaluation, I'll move to the next part. What about summative evaluation? Summative evaluation could be connected with, summative evaluation is the final part of the course, right? The final grade is connected to summative. So B3, correct? Formative evaluation, some of you have been really mentioning over in the, there as the answer as quizzes is connected with formative evaluation. Quizzes is connected with, because I am asking you questions in between. I want your reply so that I can understand how well you are able to follow. So formative evaluation is A4. B3. Now there are two more tests over here. These are the two tests I want you to come prepared tomorrow. The difference between continuous and comprehensive evaluation, and norm and criterion reference test. So please read about norm and criterion reference test. Anyway, for this question, I'll be giving you the answer. Continuous and comprehensive evaluation means it's a regular process. It is equivalent to the diagnostic evaluation. Continuous and comprehensive evaluation is connected with diagnostic evaluation. So C can be connected with evaluating your, uh, uh, maybe I can connect with uh, cognitive or co-cognitive domain. Co-cognitive means psychomotor. Co-cognitive domain is the psychomotor domain. Okay, so continuous and comprehensive evaluation means you are evaluating your cognitive and psychomotor domain. Co-cognitive is another word for psychomotor domain. And norm referenced and criterion reference tests and their interpretation based on a group and certain yardsticks. So that part I will explain to you tomorrow when you come with the answer, and I'll be asking you one question. And before I wind up this session, I would like to take you through one of the world's first theories on education, which is known as the Bloom's taxonomy. So Bloom's taxonomy is one of the most important theories that you have to learn. And in the Bloom's taxonomy, you have to learn two theories. One is the traditional Bloom's taxonomy and the other is the modern one. So what is Bloom's taxonomy speaking about? Bloom's taxonomy, yeah, the answer for the previous question, sorry, I couldn't give you the answer. The answer for the previous question was option A. Option A is the answer. So let me explain to you again Bloom's taxonomy. With this, I'm going to wind up this session. So Bloom's taxonomy was a theory that was suggested by Benjamin Bloom in 1950s. And he said, he created this theory to divide the cognitive domain into various levels. So as per this theory, our cognitive domain is divided into various levels. So as per the traditional theory, which is given over here, there are 6 levels of cognitive domain. Yeah, the correct answer is 1956. He explained the 6 levels of our cognitive domain. So what is cognitive domain? Cognitive domain is the left side of the brain where the thinking happens. So Bloom's taxonomy is concerned only with the cognitive domain, and he divided the cognitive domain into 6 levels. These are the 6 levels. On the left side, you can see level 1 is knowledge, level 2 is comprehension, level 3 application, level 4 analysis, level 5 synthesis, and level 6 is evaluation. So this is the traditional Bloom's taxonomy. But in the year 2000, 2001, this theory was revised and made into a revised Bloom's taxonomy. It is given like this. The first level is remembering, the second is understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and the highest step was renamed as creating. It was not renamed, actually. Evaluation has been brought to the second highest, and the highest level has been renamed to creation. So these are the 2 points that you have to remember. As per the Bloom's taxonomy, traditional Bloom's taxonomy, the highest level of learning is evaluation. As per the revised Bloom's taxonomy, the highest level of learning is creation. So please remember these points. And how many levels? 6 levels. And this is dividing the cognitive level, the cognitive domain. It has nothing to do with the affective domain. And this is the explanation for the theory. But I would say you have to learn when you prepare seriously for the net exam, you have to learn what happens at each levels. So I'm taking you to one question that came for the CBSE net exam. Which is the highest level of cognitive ability? Could you answer this question? Question number 3. Which is the highest level of cognitive ability? I'm expecting your answers. Which is the highest level of cognitive ability? Yes. This question is answer is option D, evaluating. Why not creating? Because creating is not in the option. If you have creating in the option, you will have to choose the option creation because that is the revised. But since in this question, creating is not as the option, you can go for the option D, which is evaluated. Okay. You need one more question. You need more questions. Are you ready to wait? If you are interested, I can show you more questions. I have no problem. I can take another 5 minutes. Do you need more questions? Okay, so I'm another theory which you have to learn is Gannet's hierarchy of learning. Gannet's hierarchy of learning. Gannet's hierarchy of learning. Give me how many steps are there? How many steps? How many steps in Gannet's hierarchy of learning? How many steps in Gannet's hierarchy of learning? How many steps? How many steps in Gannet's hierarchy of learning? 8 steps. Very good. So it is also important to learn the 8 steps. Level 1, sign learning. Level 2, stimulus learning. Level 3, chain learning. Level 4, verbal association. So all these could be collected from Google. You could just give a search of Gannet's theory. These are the 8 levels. And which is the highest level as per Gannet's theory? The highest level as per Gannet's theory is problem solving learning. The highest level as per the Gannet's theory is problem solving learning, which is mentioned as the highest level of Gannet's theory. The highest level as per the Gannet's theory is problem solving learning, which is the lowest level, sign learning. Sign learning is the lowest level. Okay. So please learn this. So one question from previous year question, which is the highest level of learning as per Gannet's taxonomy of learning? Answer quickly to this question, which is the highest level? Problem solving learning. But it is not there in the option, not there in the option. So which one you can do? Which option can I select? Yes. This question is not connected with this theory. There are two theories. There are two theories given by Gannet. So that is my purpose for giving you this question. This is one area that most of you make an error. There are two theories suggested by Gannet. The first theory is having 8 steps. It's on learning. The second theory suggested by Gannet is known as the theory of instructional objectives. The theory of instructional objectives. That was suggested by two people, Gannet and Briggs. Gannet and Briggs. So please note, when you learn about Gannet, you have to learn two theories. The first theory is the theory of learning, that is having 8 steps, which I have explained over here. So when you come for tomorrow's class, you have to please read about the Gannet's 9-step theory. That theory is known as the Gannet and Briggs theory of instructional objectives. Gannet and Briggs theory of instructional objectives. So that is a theory that speaks about what are the ways in which you can teach somebody, or you can give instructions. So this question, which I am showing you now, the question number 2 is regarding is from the area of the second theory, which is the Gannet's 9-step theory. Gannet's 9-step theory. And if you see the 9-step theory, which I have not displayed now, it is the highest level is called generalizations. Generalization. So please don't confuse between the Gannet's 8-step theory and Gannet's 9-step theory. 8-step theory has nothing to do with instructional objectives, but the 9-step theory speaks about the instructional objectives. And in the 9-step theory, you can see the 9 ways in which you can teach someone or give instructions. And it is contributed by Gannet and Briggs. So you have to differentiate between these two theories. What I have displayed over here is Gannet's 8-step theory only. So in order to answer the question which I am showing you, you have to learn the 9-step theory. But there were questions in net which asked about Gannet's highest level. And if you see problem solving, you can very well go for that option also. The problem solving is also a part, the highest level as per the A theory. Okay, somebody is saying that this is one question where you made an error. So please rectify your confusion. There are two theories, a 9-step theory and an 8-step theory. So actually I wanted to teach you, give you some important questions from Indian logic. In Indian logic, you've got 6 pramanas, pratyaksha, and then anumana. And I actually wanted to solve all the questions that came in, December, like what is the distinction between laugiga and laugiga, what are the 5 step in Indian logic deductive reasoning, what is anumana, which is vyapti, what is the difference between udaharana and hedu, what is yogaja, what are the pramanas in that. Many questions I actually wanted to do, but I'll be continuing this part tomorrow. And please note the timing, I think will be updated to you from the academy. And uh, with the limited time which I was allotted, I think I have given you a fair idea of what are the questions you can expect from the teaching aptitude module. And before leaving, I request you to please give me a feedback so that are you happy with the session? Are you happy with the session? With the limited time and with the rush, 1,600 people were rushing in, and we were only able to admit 500. And out of them, many have left. May not be due to some network issues; they were forced to leave, and still there are many waiting to be admitted. So anyway, please contact the number which was already displayed if you want more material on this, or if you need any content on this, you can please contact the registration number. And that is what I can share from my side. And I think it's time for me to say goodbye. Thanks for being trusting us. Thanks for being spending your time for attending this class. Wish you all the best. May God bless you, and may all of you be able to qualify net with the material which with the hard work you put in. And thanks a lot. Bye bye.